solicitor to go through the rules for public comment?
You can make a public comment if you are a resident of the township or if you are a township taxpayer. Please raise your hand until you are recognized. You will have 3 minutes to make your comments. Once you have 15 seconds remaining, I'll ask you to complete your comments. For your comments, please come up to the podium. Go take a seat. State your name and address. And if you're making comments on an agenda action item, these are items on the agenda. Please state that agenda item. Make sure the mic is on, face the board, and make your comments. Please understand this is not a debate session. As part of their elected position, however, the commissioners may ask questions or for clarifications during your comments. This is not a place for abusive language or profanity. It is for comments. We ask the audience to refrain from crying out or being disruptive. We'll ask that you leave if you refuse to follow the stated conduct or disrupt the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. At this time, are there any public comments on the agenda items? In the back.
Rich Comer, 1303 Farmington Avenue, new business A. I'm just hoping that we're going by what the zoning board had recommended and not trusting these people, because I know originally when they showed plans and drawings, they approached my property. They actually were using the landscape that's on my property as quote theirs. So, and they have the stakes in the wrong spot. It's like 10 feet away from where it belongs. Thank you.
Others? Seeing no others, move to the approval of the minutes. The minutes were in your packet. On the motion on the minutes.
I'll make the motion for approval of the minutes from November 17th as written.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there a second? Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Payment of bills was in your packet as well. I'll need a motion on the bills.
I will make the motion to pay the bills in the amount of $543,479.96 on the bill list for today's date.
Hearing the motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Hearing a second. Discussion?
Yes, with the exceptions of anything under 409.600, which are 1, 2, 3, 4 items for capital construction, new municipal building, and also Belwar Kelly, 404-314 for special counsel. I would approve the rest of those bills.
Any more discussion? All in favor of the bill say aye.
Aye.
Against?
I don't know what option that gives me, Eric.
The motion was to approve all the bills, so I think your
I'm
option.
an A.
Yes.
I'm an A.
Bills are approved. Reports, abbreviated report. Michelle, do you want to talk a little bit on the building?
So enclosed in your packet is my admin report. There's just a couple things I would like to highlight. So as I reported at the last meeting, it was recommended that we conduct a structural inspection of the building. That structural inspection took place on November 20th. A copy of the report was forwarded to you via email on December 5th, and there are no immediate structural concerns. However, there are additional recommendations in his report which would include mold removal and asbestos abatement, rebuilding walls in the conference room and replacement of carpet, repairs and further investigation as noted in the structural report, and replacement of the HVAC system. Please note that I have estimates for the mold removal and asbestos abatement. However, I did not move forward with obtaining any quotes as we needed to have the structural evaluation conducted first. I would look to the board for discussion on how to proceed in that manner. Also included in your packet is the 2026 financial budget, which is up for adoption along with the tax millage ordinance. Also enclosed in your packet is the November 30th financial report. Please note that that does include the updated entries for the cash reserve investment management account. Please also note that we will need to transfer $500,000 from the prim to general fund to cover expenses for the remainder of 2025 into the beginning of 2026. Also, there's a lot of updates on planning and zoning issues and different projects that are about in the township. Please pay attention to those. And then also want to let you know that Lisa Dunn and I attended the PIMIC Health Insurance Renewal Meeting. PIMIC stands for Pennsylvania Municipal Health Insurance Cooperative, which we are a part of. And please note that the township's insurance carrier will change as of 1/1/2026 from United Healthcare to Highmark. Please note that Lisa and I did work with Benecon, our health insurance administrator, on trying to reduce costs by switching to a higher deductible plan and providing an HRA to employees for the deductible, but this would not have saved the township money. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Questions for the township manager?
Michelle, just to emphasize a couple points on the building inspection. I was there for the building inspection with Tom. As you noted in the previous report, since there was mold in the building, this water was getting in. A contractor, I'm not really sure who it was, went over there and recommended we send the structural engineer over.
Yes.
And I saw why. I didn't, until you see, you don't know. There's big, what they call step cracks on the south side of the building. They look pretty intimidating, but as Tom pointed out, fortunately, the building is not leaning any which way, it's still plumb, but those cracks have to get fixed for water infiltration. Around the windows have to get fixed for water infiltration. And there's one additional item that he did recommend, and I actually had an email with Jeremy this morning. I see Jeremy here, but they have to dig down to the foundation because there is one crack going down to the foundation. And just inspect that to make sure that the foundation's not compromised. It shouldn't be a big deal, but they do have to rent a special digger for that because it's such a tight space. And it also was noted in Tom's report, once they take the walls down in there, they're gonna have to, I forgot the term, but basically shim up those, you see those big I-beams going across the ceiling?
Yes.
We dug out one of them and there's a little bit of space in there that has to be filled in. It is not, it's normal, but they should be filled in. So quite a bit of work's gotta get done to do it right. I mean, it's not impossible work, but again, we've been kind of holding off with the mold remediation to make sure the building was was good.
Correct.
And as you know, and you just reported the HVAC system has to be replaced. That's not really an option. I guess one report said to you that carbon monoxide would be coming in if we turn the heat on in the main meeting room. I guess there's probably holes in the plenum in there. So that's a pretty big expense too. But you know, we apologize for not getting the starter over there, but we want to make sure the building was going to stand up. And of course, the fire truck's going in and out. I think that was important to get that done. And that was only, I saw the bill, like $475, and he did a lot of work for that. So
Yes.
it's like I said, the building can be fixed up, but then you still have the building. I mean, the mold problem, I don't think it will ever go away. And I know that Michelle and Ginny are working on that, but you know, that mold is probably in the files as well, the paper files. And I know we want to get rid of those. Those are packed in every crevice in there. This is why, you know, it was determined years ago we need a new building. And sure, we can fix it, we can patch it again. I'll bet you we're probably $250,000 to get that back up. So in another 4 years, we'll have to look at it again. Same with the police station. You know, we haven't done any inspections at the police station. I know the chief, they changed the air conditioners out last summer and it was packed with mold in there. we kind of looked the other way, just put new air conditioners in. But, you know, it is important, I sit on 2 other boards other than this one. Both of them have employees. One of them has a lot of employees. You gotta give employees a place to work. If you expect them to work, you gotta give them a place to work. We're still working at home, and with these employees. And, you know, I was in the police station yesterday dropping off something. That place just needs to be replaced. And I hope that we can somehow find a path to get this complex done. I talked to one of the general contractors that were here. Super nice guy back there. He says, you guys need this. And we got a great price on this thing. I hope we can provide our employees a place to work. I know when I became a commissioner at first, it was like drinking from a fire hose. But one thing I realized as commissioners, no matter how interactive you are, you rely on employees and professional staff to get things done. And if we don't take care of our employees, I don't know what, like I said, we'll start shedding employees like we did. We already started doing. I see Michelle's leaving, which is very unfortunate. And it is, you know, Michelle, I don't wanna get too long here, but during a transition like this, when you're changing board of commissioners, your position is probably the most important position in the township because you know where all the bodies are buried, all the files. I don't know how many times I've called you and said, Michelle, what does this mean? Can you help me find, and you would literally on the phone tell me without even clicking on a computer what that bill was for. I don't know how you did it in the past, but this transition's gonna have to run smooth. I don't see how it's going to, but Michelle, you did a great job. And I wish we could have provided you with a better building. I don't know how I got drifting so far, chief, so,
That's okay, I just wanna reiterate to the board and the public, that the biggest reason we did not move forward with any mold remediation or mold removal, or asbestos abatement is due to the structural issue. It's been determined that there is no immediate structural issues, so I'm looking for feedback as to how we need to proceed. If you mentioned an email to Jeremy, if the board wants to get that additional crack that goes down past the level of the ground, investigate it, I'll certainly get on that. Jeremy's already aware of it. All he needs to do is hire, you know, rent a piece of equipment and he can do that if that's the way the board wants me to go. I'm certainly willing to do that. I just need direction and how far we're gonna go forward with this situation. And I know it's difficult because we are in a transition and this is your last meeting, but if that's, you know, if you want us to move forward with that, I need to know so I can get Jeremy on that.
I would recommend that we move forward with that because we still have the fire
Correct.
there. And,
Yep.
While it is unlikely that crack is gonna lead to anything, since the structural engineer says you need to check this, if we don't check it, then we're on the hook.
I agree.
And since we're gonna use that building in some fashion or another, especially for our fire department, and probably record storage for now, I say we go ahead. That piece of equipment's not that big of a deal.
It's not a huge cost to guarantee that there's no structural issues.
So I would, is it proper to make a motion to move forward with that, Trace?
Is there an objection?
Yeah, as long as everybody's in favor.
I think it's a
we
couple
need a
$100
motion.
Okay.
It's gonna be a minimal cost.
Explain to me again exactly what that would be. What are
Sure.
you talking about?
Sure. On the south side of the building, there's several cracks. You can
Oh,
see
you're
them.
talking about the cracks on the side of the
Yeah,
building
one of
and
them
the
goes-
window.
one of them
Yeah, I
goes-
talked to Tom, I just didn't know exactly
Yeah.
what you were referring to.
Yeah, the one goes below the surface. We have to find out how far that goes down.
And how, have we had a price on that?
I think it's gonna be less than $500 to rent a piece
Oh,
of
less than
equipment. and
$500.
Our guys are gonna be able to do it, our public
Okay.
works.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's a matter of running a piece of equipment, having them dig it down, and then, you know, I don't know if Tom needs to come back out and look at it, I would think he would,
I
but it's
think-
gonna be minimal.
I asked him to do that so he can verify it, cause I'm not
Correct,
putting our public works guys on the hook for that, so.
correct.
What I would suggest, rather than voting on it, it's not technically on your agenda.
Okay.
If there's consensus, that's below your threshold,
It is
you can
below,
just
that's-
do
yeah,
it,
that's what I was
but you're
explaining, yeah.
giving direction to her that she's authorized to kind of, to do it, so.
Okay, again, there's not objection?
Okay.
No,
All right, I will do that, thank you guys, appreciate